What's up, my fellow collectors of all things collectible? Welcome to another edition of Figure This, Figure That, the Don's Figure Chat. This is the first figure of 2022. We thought we'd get old Selina into the studio so we could show her off. And she looks fantastic, eh? Black always seems to bounce off these whites of the studio. Very nice piece indeed. So I've got a backdrop out. Well, backdrop, this is the sleeve that greets you as you open the box. The storm is coming. This is her actual art box. The Dark Knight Rises, Selina Kyle, Catwoman. At the moment I've got her on a translucent stand. I think she looks better than being on the black stand. She doesn't come with much. She comes with two open palm expressive hands. One she's got on at the moment. The pair of fists at the back. And these two in front are the bike bat pod riding hands. I've left the instruction manual open so you can see what I mean by bat pod riding hands. Well, she's on it more than bloody Batman. This is her crutch grabber stand, which is really nicely done, very stylish. I love the bat symbol, and I love her name plaque. Yeah, really dope stand, that. So yeah, as I say, she doesn't come with much. She's also got the night vision goggles with the burglar bandana with the slits for the eyes. That's also one of the accessories. Sadly though, even though I've looked after her since day one with 303 wipes, I noticed the last review I did of her, you can see on the inner thigh of the boot there, starting to perish. I don't know why. I think it was stuck to the crutch grabber, and when I've picked it up, after 303 wiping it, I haven't let it dry properly, and it's pulled some of the pleather off. So, yeah, that started to deteriorate. I was bloody heartbroken after looking after her so well. She comes with real hair. Well, real hair, you know what I mean. It's synthetic hair, obviously, but we call it real hair because all the rest come with plastic hair. So there you can see her eyes. She's a real honey of a piece, eh? Nice articulation. You just got to be careful of the wrist pegs because they're very fragile. She's got her Glock in her right hand. And funny enough, with mine, as you can see, the magazine is down here by the hands. It just won't stay in, it keeps dropping out. So I'll have to mark a plan there. The stilettos that she uses to pin the one thug up against the wall, made of metal, but obviously in this case they are plastic. But nice touch, and she stands on these in quite a few poses without the need of a crotch grabber. So that's quite an achievement. You can buy third-party kits for this figure because the sleeve of the gauntlet gloves has a habit of perishing. It's the Hot Toys bane, you know, bane of my existence. Hot Toys pleather, bloody deteriorating. But on mine, they've kept, they look great. As I say, I've looked after it with 303 wipes from the beginning. All I can think of is on the inner thigh here that it's the crotch grabber. That's all I can think of. So now when I pose it in the display cabinet, I use a waist grabber so that there's nothing near that pleather. But yeah, it was as I was about to move it on as well. I was just about to sell her. You can see on the left boot, the boot on my right-hand side, some of the pleather is deteriorating on the actual boot. Yeah, man. Why do Hot Toys do this to us? Surely, after all these years, they could find a better material to use. You know, for what you're paying for these figures. Yeah, it's beyond me. It really is. I mean, Indiana Jones, his jacket went. Blade, his jacket went. The Predator, all their strips went on the armor. Selina Kyle. Yeah, man. They should fix the problem. Do you know what I mean? They've had plenty of time to do research on this. And I bet you the new Selina Kyle that's coming out, it'll be exactly the same. The pleather will start deteriorating. They won't have addressed the problem. And at the moment, even pre-owned, this figure gets a handsome price. So, yeah, it's quite a shame that this shit is happening, man. There you can see her night vision goggles. That slips down over that criminal bandana, old school. I used to rob banks. As I say, she's got real hair, which you do have to comb every now and again. And I was just showing Muerte just now when I was fiddling with her, listen to me. When I was playing with her to get her posed, whoever cut her hair, cut it in steps. My ex would have been mortified if she came home with steps like that in her hair. So they obviously didn't have a real hairdresser do it. No. So she's basically saying, and she is a killer, this chick. Don't come any closer. I don't want to shoot you, but I will if I have to. Look at that face, man. Yeah, Anne Hathaway nailed this part. She really did. I think all of Nolan's characters in the Dark Knight trilogy, they all made the parts their own. So just now I'll get my bat pod out and I'll try and fit her on the bat pod, or at least get some poses with her with the bat pod. That should look quite lacquer. And yeah, she is what she is. A lot of guys have changed her out, changed the body out for a Ephesian. I don't know. I think this body works. I don't think it needs a change out. It's got good articulation. It holds a pose well. Very human-like in posture. So yeah, I see no reason why to change it out. I suppose maybe for articulation, I suppose. And they've always said the guys that really, you know, movie masterpieces, it should be a 1/6 replica of the real thing. And apparently her boobs are too small for Anne Hathaway. See, you learn something new every day on my channel. Beautiful bird though, eh? Really, really beautiful. Her and Emma Watson and Natalie Portman are my dream girls. Yeah, if I'm having one of those dreams, they're the girls I go to. So, sounds like a pervert club. Okay, so let's move upwards and onwards. Let's try and get it in some nice poses as we head towards the 360s. Don't forget those at the end. although I do remind everyone about 3-4 times through the course of the video. So I'll go over accessories once again before we stop. She comes with the night vision goggles and the old style eyed bandana. She comes with her Glock. That there is the inner sleeve that greets you when you open the box. The storm is coming. This is her art box, which is really classy as well. I just think maybe they could have showed some of her eyes. They've gone to black it out completely. I've actually only just noticed that. They've blacked it out completely to make out as if she's got the night vision goggles on. That's quite a lazy touch there. Quite lazy indeed. You come down. As I say, she's comes with 2 open palm expressive hands. One she's using at the moment. A pair of fists. The 2 bike riding hands. That's just the magazine from her Glock. She comes with a crutch grabber stand, which is really quite nice. Really is. I like the rain puddles, you know, on the actual base. And yeah, that's Selina Kyle. Hot Toys 1/6 action figure. Really dope little piece, eh? She really is. So as always, let's move in. I'll leave you looking into those deep brown eyes. I think they're brown, I hope they're brown. Of Anne Hathaway seducing you just before she mugs you. And with that said, I'll see yous on the flip. No guns, Selina. You know the rules. Oh, Bruce, you spoil all the fun. So I've got the DX12 from the TheDarkKnightRises in with her. And this is sort of the rooftop scene where she's fighting all the thugs and she wanted to start shooting them left, right and centre. And her Bats appears and says, nah, Selina, no guns, eh? We just beat them to death. So she's standing in a nonchalant pose, thumb tucked in belt, handing the gun over, and she's a tad unhappy with the whole fact. Really easy figure to pose. She seems to just fall into place. I haven't got many female figures. I think the best one I've had was Harley Quinn from the Suicide Squad. Oh, I tell a lie. I had a Hot Toys SWAT female figure. She was quite dope. But yeah, this one is really, really nice. And just looking, I think if I do get the kit to change the boots out, then I might put a Ephesian body inside the catsuit, but not a big breasted one. I'll try and get the same size so that she looks no different, because the posing will be 100% better, even though this body holds a line, a posture quite well. Now you can see her hair down to her waist at the back, and it actually does help if you brush her hair, you know, before putting her in different poses. It does help. Let's try and get a bit of a pan shot. There we go. Handing over the weaponry before they start getting tucked into the thugs. And just now we'll try and fit her on the bat pod and see if we can't make movie magic. Movie magic. Yeah, those high heels are killer. Look how long, what are they called? Stiletto, is that stiletto heels? There you can see the pleather coming away on this right hand boot. Well, right hand on our side, but her left leg at the bottom there. Yeah, she's quite a shapely gal. And hopefully we can get it in some lacquer poses. I mean, you would never think of Anne Hathaway after the Princess Diaries as a sex, no, not a sex icon, a beauty icon. But she really is a stunning woman, really stunning. And I thought she played the part quite well. Let's have a look at Batman since he's in here. As I say, this is the DX12. The neck post has had the joint removed at the bottom, so you can tuck the neck down lower to give him less of a giraffe neck. Easy mod to do. And that's the only mod I've done on this figure. I have got the armory cowl that comes with the armory, and I think he's got it on now. I'm not too sure, because I don't see much of a difference between the two. So yeah, he just wears whatever cowl he gets. I sold my actual DX12 to a good friend, Michael. So he's looking rather stern, is Obat at the moment. Not happy. She brought a gun to a knife fight. But that's the way Selina rolls, eh? He should have known better. Should have did his homework. So that's a sight he would be seen. Oh, she's all woman, eh, Bats? You got your work cut out for you there. And even as a figure, she's beautiful. I'll show you the full face sometime during the course of the video, and you'll see what I mean. And I think they've nailed the likeness, Hot Toys. Really nailed the likeness, even with the bloody pleather problems. Okay, so that's another little pose out the way. Let's move onwards and upwards. And yeah, I'll leave you looking at the two. She hands over her gun. Not too happy about it, but she loves bats, so she'll do it. She's on the flip. Right, so here we have Selina and Bats in a simple pose. She's adjusting her night vision goggles. Bats is already there. He's just donned them behind the cowl, where she is now adjusting the toggles so she can get used to the night. She's got a very expressive form, her body. As I say, it lends itself to the line completely. It's a really dope body, eh? And I was just saying I'll change it out to a Phaeton maybe, but the more I pose her, the more I think there's no real need. Bats is in just about a pounce pose. Also a very dope figure, eh? The DX12, when figures with the DX in front of them meant something. So this is them again on the rooftop. She's just about to do a triple flick-flack off the edge of the roof and disappear. With old Bruce saying, so, that's what that feels like. So she's got the night vision goggles down over the bandido bandana. The hair can be sometimes a bit of a mission to control. It's got loose strands hanging out all over. And you don't want to cut them because, yeah, she'll be losing hair worse than me if we had to do that. You see what I mean about the form, the body, how it lends itself to the pose? Listen, you still have to foot with an ankle here and bend a leg there, but on a whole, she just kind of fits in it, eh? Very dope pairing. Maybe even doper than Batman and Robin. Sacrilege. Sacrilege. Let's see if we can get a nice little overhead boom shot. There she is. There she is. There's Bats. So if you were flying a helicopter, this is what you would see. No, this is what you would see. Most definitely. She's got double bend elbows, double bend knees, full on ankle articulation. The wrist pegs are dope. Move whichever way you want them to. The hands swap out so easily. I was really chuffed with the way the hands swap out because they're such delicate wrist pegs. Moving zip, the zip works. Maybe could have did a bit more with a belt, but still a beautiful piece, eh? Don't get me wrong, I still, she's in a class of her own, eh? Let's get her from the side a bit. You know, she looks so real. She looks very realistic, and that's all you can ask from a movie masterpiece, is that lets you get the pose that you want, you know, without having to fiddle and faff, and because that's when things get broken or lost. You start getting frustrated with a figure, you know. That's when I say just rather stop, put everything down and have a break and come back to it. Okay, so there's that pose. I'll do a quick little zoom in there for you so you can see the night vision goggles down. And there she's adjusting the levels by those tuning knobs on either side as we come out. And we've got Bats in the picture as well. And I shall leave you looking at that gorgeous sight. And I'll see you on the flip. So we start off this next escapade with Selina saying to Bats, "Come on, Bats, just give me the keys. I've been riding these for years. I know exactly what I'm doing." Bats is not impressed, and he's going through all the safety rules before he lets her bomb off on his favorite machine, which is, of course, the Bat Pod. I couldn't get the whole thing in to my studio. This is about the best you're going to get for the full view. As you can see, I'm using the attachment that comes with a DX12 to attach the EMP gun to the bike. And I think she does use it, doesn't she? If I remember correctly. I know she uses the guns to blast a hole through that entranceway. And then she was going to disappear, but she had a change of heart and came back. Must have been that kiss. That shared moment of true love. But Bruce is still looking like he ate 3 prunes that were off. I should have changed his faceplate, shouldn't I? Okay, well, you can't win every round. And there's Selina. Again, so easy to pose, man. You bend her arm, move a knee, and she's already directly in the line. And as I say, you can move those ankles to your heart's content. Very, very articulated. Even her wrists. You just have to be careful though. As I said, the wrist pegs are very delicate. The hair, I know a lot of guys, collectors, put products in her hair, you know, just to keep it nice and flat and fluffy. But I haven't had hair for so long, I wouldn't know where to start. Maybe I should start in the groups asking what they use, eh? It must be like a styling gel, because it does look shit when you've got little hairs floating all over the place. Let me just pause there quickly, see if I can fix some of those loose hairs. See you on the flip. Some of them went back into position, but there's still 1 or 2 floating around. And I was just saying to Muerte when I showed him the pose, she looks a bit like an elfin princess here, with her ear showing like that. I'm going to see her from the front, and you'll know what I mean. There, like, she looks a bit elfish from The Witcher, which is proving to be a dope second season, by the way. But yeah, with the bat pod, she just makes for a fantastic piece, eh? And Shorty is a super dope piece on her own. Just now I'll try and get it in the riding pose. It's usually, though, on cold mornings like this, when you're trying to manipulate the handlebars and stuff to get it to fit, that's when things crack and break. But I'm sure we'll get it in a semblance of riding pose. Just a semblance, mind you. So I'm trying to cover all the angles for you, so you can see how dope she actually looks. Very nice. I know I keep on saying that, very nice figure, but she is, eh? They've nailed the female form with her. If you see some of the stock photos, some of the poses they get, yeah, they've nailed it, eh? Well, so they should. They made it, eh? Okay. I just wanted to show you with her and Batman with the bat pod. Now that he's given her the keys, I think we can take him out the equation and make this again all about Selina. Oops. A little bit of a nervous twitch there. So, yeah, I'll leave you there with this pose. And Selina giving Batman shit, which is how it should be in a relationship. I'll see you on the flip. Okay, so there we have her. on the iron. In South Africa, we have slang, we call them irons or bonies. And there she goes. On a ride fit for a queen. Look at her go. She looks really, really dope, eh? Check at that. Yeah. Poetry in motion, she is. Poetry in motion. Let's go for upward boom shot. There we go. Like getting half the room in. She looks really fantastic on this thing. She really does. These motorbike handles, when facing down like that, when we did that to our bikes in South Africa, they were called clubmans. I don't know what they're called over here in the UK. But yeah, there's her feet on the back foot pegs. Her knees in the knee rest. And yeah, looking pretty spectacular indeed. What say ye, my fellow collectors? What say ye? There we go. Shot in motion. There she is from this side now. Looks good, eh? Looks good. If you had a glass top coffee table, which I keep on threatening to have made for my Tumblr, which I never get around to, because I'm always getting new figures, put this in there. I think it would look really fantastic, eh? So, boys and girls that are getting the new Bat Pod and the new Selina Kyle, this is one of the poses you can get with her. But I can only warn you as much as I can. Start 303 wiping the pleather from when you get her. Really. Because she is a fantastic figure and the pleather lets her down. Time and time again. There you can see the hair now from the back. I don't know if you can see it. Show your missus or your girlfriend. They'll tell you it's cut in steps, which a chick would never want. Yeah, I can't get enough of her on this bike. She looks really, really good, eh? I forgot how dope she looked on this bike. And trying to put Batman in the same pose, it's like trying to get out of a Houdini escape act with no training. So there she is, bumblebeeing along. That's the free flow exhaust making that noise. Some O's were just meant to be pratty, and I'm one of them. As I say, this is the first figure of the new year in the studio, and I couldn't have asked for a better figure to represent. She is Project Legacy to a T. It's what the hobby is all about, pieces like this. When you can get that joy and satisfaction of posing a figure and you just instantly fall back in love with what it's supposed to represent. Okay, she's got an awesome accessory in the Bat Pod, but again, she is also a magnificent piece, eh? And you can see how well articulated she is to get it in this pose. If ever you've tried to get the Batman DX12 on here, you'll know exactly what I'm on about. His suit is just too restrictive to get him on here properly. Although I've seen a lot of guys do it, eh? I don't know how, because I've bent him and twisted him and did all sorts to him, and I couldn't get him on. What's handy is these things here, they move backwards to meet her. So that was a dope little touch from Hot Toys. But yeah. Have you had your fill now? You had your fill of Selina on the Bat Pod? Oh, I haven't. Let's see if we can get a below shot there. A below shot. Yeah. Once again, there's the EMP gun on the back, on this little bracket. It comes with the DX12. So if you could represent her hair blowing in the wind, you know, as she went along, that would look nice. Wired hair. Or just something, a little canopy that you could put underneath, because you get a plastic canopy for this to put Batman's cape, to put underneath Batman's cape when he's supposedly riding the Batpod. They should have made a smaller one for her hair. But there we have her, folks. There we have her, Selina Kyle on the Batpod. Really, really dope, eh? When I bought this Batpod, I bought it second hand. One of the handlebar attachments, one of these actual things here, had snapped off. And I got my dad, the maestro of glue, to fix it. And if you know, no, I don't think you can see it on here, but one of these guns has got a split down the side of its form. We fixed that as well, but there was a piece, little triangular piece missing. But I got it at such a dope price. I mean, I'll never get rid of it. It really, I love it. I've got the tumbler, the 89 Batmobile. Can't display them, but I got them. With this one you can display. Okay, I'm starting to prattle now, so I'll leave you looking at Selina racing around Gotham, saving all the citizens, and I'll see you on the flip. you.